You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Don't forget to log on www.RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and this is our special broadcast of the impact of the coronavirus on South Seattle and surrounding communities. You just heard a conversation with the folks from Homage and the Foster Grandparent Program. What a phenomenal program that is. We're going to continue this conversation. And joining me right now is Hugo Garcia from the Economic Development Manager, King County Local Services Grants. Hugo, how are you?
How are you, Tony? Thanks so much for having me, man. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Hugo's an economic development professional with 18 years of professional experience in banking, financial services, and community development, and was also the PA announcer at Sounders games for 3 years.
Yeah, man. I got a chance to do the welcome at the stadium in Spanish because I'm an immigrant from Mexico and a big Sounders and football fan. And I got a chance to do that at the stadium to announce for the Sounders in Spanish whenever they had teams from Latin America to come in and play against the local team.
I do want to find out a little bit more about your role as economic development manager, but that was an interesting tidbit of information. Is there any some other stuff you'd like to share with us about your background?
Oh, definitely, man. I mean, I'm being an immigrant. That's one thing. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Seattle and the small business community. My parents managed a family Mexican restaurant right in Lower Queen Anne for a number of years through the late 80s and most of the 90s. And that is why I got into small business and finance. My parents had a hard time adjusting to the finances for businesses. And after having lived and grown up in unincorporated King County in White Center, I decided to, you can't beat them, join them and get into banking and finance and learn a little bit to help my folks and others in our community. And that led me to really down a path of economic development, and now here with the Department of Local Services, which is the new, in essence, virtual city hall for unincorporated King County.
Hmm. And your role as economic development manager, what does that entail?
It really is to be the main advocate and support point person for business retention and expansion in unincorporated King County. And that's a really wonky term, but basically to help keep businesses thriving in unincorporated King County and help build the resiliency for small businesses, as well as to recruit and bring small businesses to the communities of unincorporated King County.
Now, you talked a little bit about the struggles that small businesses have. We're going to talk a little bit more about that and maybe a lot more about that. But let's bring this up right now. You have grant money available.
Yes, sir. We have $150,000 that through the leadership of King County Council and executive, our department was able to work on distributing to, in this instance, support the folks that help small businesses the most to get the word out and to be a resource to folks. And that's small business chambers. This week happens to be National Small Business Chamber Appreciation Day. I think it was Wednesday, actually. So we wanted to make sure that though we already have done, you met with my director, John Taylor, not too long ago when we shared about our 2 rounds of direct to small business grants. And now we know that this economic recovery is going to take, it's a long-term plan. This is not a sprint. It's really a marathon. Part of that is to support the organizations and the chambers that support these small businesses, the folks that already have relationships with some of the smaller family-owned businesses locally around King County, but more specifically, unincorporated King County.
Okay. How much money is available? Again, go into more detail about who can qualify for this so that folks who may be thinking, well, wait a minute, I didn't know this was out there. And this is available to us because everybody's struggling. Let's get all that information out there, and you can take as much time as you need. We want to make sure that folks know that this opportunity is available.
Yeah, so we have total $150,000. We're looking to set up grants for up to $10,000 each to business chambers and community-based organizations that are doing providing marketing and technical assistance to small businesses directly. So if you're a 501c6 chamber, you can apply. If you are a 501c3 nonprofit community-based organization, you can also apply for up to $10,000. The chambers can be adjacent to or neighboring to unincorporated King County. Unincorporated King County doesn't have a lot of chambers directly based in the area, in the communities. So we're partnering with the chambers that are adjacent to the area so that they can apply. For community-based organizations, we do ask that the organization's main office be physically located in unincorporated King County, since we really want to target the smaller community organizations that are supporting the areas that don't have traditional business chambers. So if you are and those type of organizations could be a community development association, a business improvement association, or maybe a downtown partnership or merchant association, could also be a community business coalition, any nonprofit that's based in unincorporated King County. And some of those well-known communities are Skyway, White Center, Fairwood, east of Renton. You have a large block of unincorporated communities on in between Federal Way and Auburn and Eastern Federal Way. And the entire island of Vashon is unincorporated. So we're hoping to support some of the smaller chambers and organizations that are helping our small businesses. Again, grants are up to $10,000. You can apply today online. And we close the application period next Friday at 5 p.m. on Friday, October the 30th. We have also a website application. I'll share the link here with you to share with folks. We do also have technical assistance phone number if some of these organizations need someone to help them walk through applying for this application.
Welcome back to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Apparently the pandemic got us. Hugo.
We're back, but we're back.
We are back. We are back now. And we were just having a wonderful conversation. If you're just tuning in or wondering what happened, I'm talking with Hugo Garcia, and we were talking about the funding that is available until October 28th. You had mentioned some of the areas are in and around unincorporated King County that would be eligible. We discussed a little bit about who would be eligible for this. You know, in this last couple of minutes we had, and you can go back and you can listen to this. You can find it on our archives. If you're listening to our stream, we'll make sure and get that up there. If you're listening or watching us on our video stream, we'll have that available to you again on Facebook in a little bit. We'll also put it on YouTube. But Hugo, if you can, in this last couple minutes, just tell us how the coronavirus has impacted the way you do your work and what you do, and obviously by getting out these grants in emergency funds, it's definitely had an impact.
Without question, it's been challenging. Shutting everybody down all at once is something unprecedented. But we're all in the recovery, and part of that is just making sure that not only do we have resources for our small businesses directly, we've, like I mentioned, when our director John Taylor joined previously, we've done 2 rounds of small business grants to the businesses in unincorporated King County. So communities like Skyway, Fairwood, East Federal Way, White Center, Vashon, businesses there had direct support for up to $5,000. We are now doubling down and supporting the people and the organizations that help those businesses, the small business chambers and community-based organizations that can get grants for up to $10,000. Those organizations could be a chamber of commerce, community development association, business improvement association, merchants associations, business coalitions in unincorporated King County in these communities. They can apply online by going to Local Services King County, local services, under our economic development program page, you'll see Chambers grants. Our application is a simple online application. We also have technical assistance service. You can call 206-331-3275 and set up an appointment, even with an interpreter as
Welcome.
needed. And also you can email local business grants at kingcounty.gov for more information, or the link to the application page. Again, $10,000 for chambers that are supporting unincorporated King County businesses, or community-based organizations, with the key difference being that the nonprofit community-based organization has to be physically located in unincorporated King County, but the chamber does not, just because we acknowledge that there's not that many chambers in unincorporated King County yet.
And October 28th, 5 p.m. is the deadline.
Actually, let me rephrase that. I'm sorry. It's actually October 30th.
October
Friday
30th.
the 30th.
Okay.
5 p.m.
Friday, October 30th at 5 p.m. is the deadline. And if folks need any assistance and any help with this, one more again, what can they do?
Again, you can email us directly at local business grants, all together, that's plural, so local business grants at kingcounty.gov, or you can call 206-331-3275 and set up and leave a message in any language to set up an appointment with our technical assistance coach to help you apply. And the website can be found by Googling Local Services King County, and you will find our webpage for that. And under Economic Development Programs, Chamber Grants Program, you'll see the application page.
All right, Hugo. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Coming up, we've got Evan Bush, the Seattle Times staff reporter, who's going to share some information. He wrote a really good article that was very informational about COVID-19 vaccines, and according to the Washington State Health Officials Outline Plan, who gets them first, what that will look like. And yeah, we'll be back to have all of that information for you. Thanks again, Hugo, for joining us. We'll get this information. We'll get this interview posted on our archive and then back up again on our video streaming. So if anyone missed it, you'll be able to go back and take a review, and we'll take your information as well and link that to our website. Thanks, Hugo.
Thank you so much, Tony. Have a great weekend. Take care.
We'll be back with Evan Bush to talk about who will get COVID-19 vaccines first. Right after this.
Here with the Rainier Avenue Radio traffic update. You can listen to us in your car 24/7 anytime by downloading the free TuneIn app. Once you do, search Rainier Avenue Radio. And remember, do not curse out your fellow drivers. This has been your Rainier Avenue Radio traffic update.